First off, I want to start off the video by saying I highly apologize for not being able to go live. Hold on, can I fix this? I highly apologize for not being able to go live. I need to shave. The last week or last couple weeks. This past week, obviously, I was on the watch party with OOC, and then before that, the week before that, I was actually home, so I didn't have my equipment with me, obviously. So, and I didn't want to just plug up my laptop and get on there. But we got to talk about something now. First off, I want to say this, okay? I am getting tired and sick. Now, some people ask me, Clan, why haven't you been on Instagram as much as you normally are? And number one, because I've been busy. But number two, a reason why I'm not on there is because there's so much negativity right now, bro. Like, I never seen so much negativity when it comes to the Spurs. There is no happy, well, we gonna get it together. There is no, oh, I'm just glad to see the young guys. There is none of that. It's nothing but negativity. There are people literally that I have not seen on my page for like 6 years coming out of the woodwork talking about the Spurs are trash, the Spurs are garbage. I have not seen these people literally for like 6 years. Like, they only come out when something negative happens with the Spurs. And even right now, nothing negative really happened. But they have a problem with it. I got something to say. If you think that the Spurs are trash, have you ever considered that maybe, just maybe, you're trash? Did you ever consider that maybe when you say that the organization is trash and they make trash decisions, have you ever considered that maybe you make trash decisions? Have you ever considered that maybe in your life you're making trash decisions? Does that happen? You probably don't even, for lunch you probably had freaking, I don't know, burger with large fries. That's a bad decision. With a milkshake, that's a bad decision, health-wise. Maybe you're making bad decisions. Maybe you need to get your lunch in check before you start talking about what a multi-billion-dollar franchise is doing with their money. Just saying. I don't know. But that's besides the point. What I'm trying to get at is there is so much negativity and it is ridiculous. What we just did was an actual good move. It actually was a good move. It was a really good move. What we just did was an actually good move. Getting Dang is a good move. I don't see the negativity here. I saw people talking about how he's a bum and he's trash. Dude, we're not going out there signing Anthony Davis. But for what he is, for that role player position, a position that we need, he is a good asset. It's so stupid. He is a good asset. When he was with the Memphis Grizzlies, he barely played, but Memphis Grizzlies, he had some times where he played extraordinarily well. I'm from Memphis, so I watch some Memphis Grizzlies games here and there. My cousin is like a huge Memphis Grizzlies fan, so I see some of the games, and I'm telling you, the dude can ball. He can ball. It's just that Memphis weren't using him. He can ball. And let's be honest, Memphis makes some really good decisions in their signings. They've been making some really good decisions the last few years. And they thought Dang was good enough to be on their roster. Dang is a good player. Like, it's so silly. It's so silly to just straight up say, oh, we just got some trash. That's so silly. I don't know what people want. I don't know what people want. I don't know if you're angry about the LaMarcus Aldridge signing to the Nets. Like, I don't care. Like, you're trash. The Spurs are trash. You're trash. You're trash. I know some people probably in the chat like, oh, that's me. I'm the one that said Spurs. Well, you trash. Okay, let me see what people are saying. Clan the Grizz fan. So many people are hating on the Dang for no reason. He is going to help this team. Like, how does he make the team worse, bro? Is he better? Like, fans are so confusing. They will say they want Trey Lyles to play. They still saying that, mind you. There's still Spurs fans saying they want Trey to play, okay? And that's fine. You want Trey to play. But Trey doesn't even want to be in San Antonio right now. And you're saying Trey should play. Are you really going to convince me that Trey Lyles is better than Dang? But yet you don't want Dang. Like, oh my God. It's not like the Spurs just signed Dang to a max contract. What is the big deal? All the Spurs did was go out and get an asset that's not going to help, not going to hurt us. He's 30 years old, so he's not old. Okay, he's a prime, 30s around prime veteran. He's a good role player, decent rebounder, good shooter. He's definitely a good shooter. Got good characteristics as far as his personality. He fits in with San Antonio well, as far as how he is as a person. I don't see the big deal. I don't see the issue here. I don't see the issue here. I don't know what to say. I know that maybe Spurs fans are just upset with the whole Nets thing. Look, man, the Nets ain't gonna last long. All right, the Nets aren't gonna last long. Just like every other super team that is created, it doesn't last long. If it's not organically created, it usually does not last long. It just doesn't. You can say the Bulls all you want, but they had Michael Jordan. They had the greatest player of all time. So that lasted a while. But when you're talking about, a team where you just, plugging in high talent, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work. Kyrie Irving, you don't even know if he'll show up for a game or two. He just goes ghost. You don't know where he's at because he's on a spiritual journey. You got James Harden, who doesn't have the heart of a champion at all. And then, KD is a monster. He has issues with people off the court, which has always bothered me. He always makes up his own grievances off the court. But you have a team full of personalities, okay? Egos. And when it comes to LaMarcus Aldridge, I don't even know how he fits with that team. It just seemed like one of those things where Nets said, hey, it's just add another card to the deck. I don't even know how he fits. I don't know if anyone in the chat could even tell me how LaMarcus Aldridge fits with that team. But it doesn't matter. They can have a super team. It doesn't matter. We'll see if they win the championship. If they do, it doesn't matter. I'm happy for LA. Go do your thing, man. He's an old veteran. This is probably the last chance he got to try to win a championship. Go do it. He had a shot with us. He did. And he know he had a shot with us. It just didn't work out because, Uncle Dennis. But there's nothing here to just run home about and start just getting upset over what the Spurs got going on. Or that we're making so many terrible decisions. We couldn't trade LaMarcus Aldridge. What happened? Okay, let me tell you what happened. All right, because a lot of people are blaming the Spurs for not being able to trade LaMarcus Aldridge. The problem that occurred with the LaMarcus Aldridge ordeal is the fact that LaMarcus Aldridge told the Spurs that he didn't want to be with the Spurs too late. He said it too late. He took too much time to tell the Spurs that he didn't want to play for us anymore. He tried his best to make it work. Obviously, I think it's a part of his ego too, which is perfectly fine. The Spurs didn't know how to fit him. They basically said, look, if you want to do this, we've tried it your way. It doesn't work. You don't show up in the first round of the playoffs. We tried it, LaMarcus. It didn't work. It didn't work. And they said, hey, adjust it. And LaMarcus said, okay, I'm going to try. But he took too long to basically finally tell the Spurs, look, I can't do this. I'm not happy. And that's fine, but don't put that on the San Antonio Spurs. There's not much they could have done in that situation. Teams know when you're desperate. They know. I mean, now don't get me wrong. I would have traded LaMarcus Aldridge for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But at the same time, one of the things that make the Spurs special is that they want to help vets, whether they're playing for them or they're on their way out. They usually do not just trade you away to trash. They usually don't do that. They usually, if they're going to trade you, they usually try to get you the best deal. Why do they do that? Is because when veterans come around on the market later on, this is the whole reason why we were even able to get LaMarcus Aldridge to begin with, is the fact that when these agents come around, or when these vets come around, these free agents come around, and they're looking for a team to end off their careers or a team that's going to take care of them, they come to San Antonio because they know San Antonio is going to take care of me. That San Antonio is going to make sure that me and my family's taking care of. That's why people come to San Antonio. So this whole notion that the Spurs should have just dumped them anywhere and got anything for them. Yeah, Clan says that, but I don't work for the Spurs. I'm not. There's a reason I don't work for the Spurs, because I would have traded them for the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and that wouldn't have helped. Even though I would have done it, that wouldn't have helped anything for the future. So my point is, don't worry about it. He's gone. We're not gonna have to. It was a buyout. We're not gonna have about his, paying him for years on end, like we had to do with like Pau Gasol or something like that. So we don't have to worry about that. He's clean off the books. We can just focus on getting the next player, or saving that money for somebody, somebody else, or getting a whole bunch of good role players. Somebody's gonna take the money. We'll be fine. All right. So don't stress about it. Don't sit here and start being hyperbolic and saying, well, the Spurs are trash. Don't do that. It's ridiculous. The Spurs are not trash. They did the best they could in this circumstance. It is what it is. I'm okay with it. I didn't want LaMarcus Aldridge here anyway. But then again, you got to look at it in this perspective as well. People said we didn't get anything for LaMarcus Aldridge. We didn't give up anything to get LaMarcus Aldridge anyway. When we grabbed LaMarcus Aldridge, it's not like we did initial trade for LaMarcus Aldridge. It's not like we gave up draft picks to get LaMarcus Aldridge. He was a free agent and we signed him. So we really didn't lose anything. It's not our money. It's the Spurs' money. Let them worry about that. And as far as people want to make the argument that, well, we could have had enough money for another guy, what guy was thinking about trying to come to San Antonio other than LaMarcus Aldridge last in 2016? Like, what other player was even thinking about coming to San Antonio? Nobody was. So it's not like we missed out on anything. Look, he's gone, and the Spurs aren't saying Dang is his replacement. They're just saying, hey, this is a good role player on the market. He wasn't getting playing time with Memphis Grizzlies, so he's fresh. He's probably got some fresh legs under him right now. He wasn't playing a lot. Let's bring him in. We got it. They already know we're going to have to replace Trey Lyles, because Trey Lyles is basically out the door. I don't know if you guys saw that dunk. I put it on Instagram. I put it on the OOC Spurs Instagram and my Instagram, and you can see he does not want to be in San Antonio. When DeMar DeRozan had that nasty dunk, I mean, dude didn't even react. Man, don't get me wrong, players do that sometimes, but I don't know. I don't believe in too many coincidences, because he's done that quite a bit recently. He's not expecting to play, and he doesn't want to be with San Antonio. But I don't know, man. I don't think it's that big a deal. I think Dang is a good upgrade. I think that Dang is going to help us tremendously. I don't want to say tremendously, but it is definitely a spot that's going to help us. And when you got Drew Eubanks playing well, because Drew Eubanks played really well last game. I know if you haven't seen the game, don't look at the stats, because the stats are going to fool you. Trust me, Eubanks played well last game. He did. And Lyles, he doesn't want to be with San Antonio, so we don't know what's going to happen with that. But I wouldn't stress about it too much. Give me a second. I gotta get my mail, or at least check my mail. Hold on. All right. Yeah, Dang fits the Spurs culture. Exactly. Trey can go. Nobody wants Lyles. I'm watching every frame of every game as well. When White is shooting, you could be consent. You mean content is going in? Yeah. They're playing fine, man. Look, if anybody is out there saying that the Spurs are trash, I think you're just trash. Like look, the day that the San Antonio Spurs make terrible decisions and they are a trash franchise, I will be the first to come on here and say that our San Antonio Spurs are a trash franchise. I promise. I will be the first one to be real and say that we're a trash franchise. I'll say it. But as of right now, the Spurs are not trash. All it is they're still I mean, it just is what it is. You're still recovering from the Kawhi situation. You're building a team away from Kawhi, because you got to keep in mind, you know, everybody says that Popovich isn't good at adjusting. You got to keep in mind that Popovich adjusted to the way that he coached or ran the team because of Kawhi. And what he did was he made it more into a team where you feed Kawhi and everybody else get out the way. And when you make a team like that, you basically tell everyone, okay, look, you have specific jobs and this is your job, and it's all in coordinates to adjusting to Kawhi, helping Kawhi out. And when you have that, it's going to take time. If that guy just bounces out of nowhere abruptly, I mind you, it's not like the Spurs could prepare for it. It was very abrupt. Then, you're going to struggle. And right now, the Spurs are in the process of creating their own identity apart from what we had before. And that takes time. Just like how it took time to build Kawhi into what he got built into, it's going to take time to build around a new guy. So you just got to be patient. You just got to wait, and it's going to be okay. But I think overall, I think we're in a good spot. People need to stop tripping and just relax. And with that being said, I also have a I also have a new song that's going to get posted pretty soon. I got to make a video for it, but it's Popovich. It's another Popovich one, and it's really funny. So hopefully you like that. But yeah. Anyways, that's besides the point. I'll get with you guys later. I appreciate the love. See, some teams have to suck for years and end up the lottery with no future in sight. And the Spurs are actually a franchise with foresight and preparation much better than the other Exactly. Still, even when we don't make the playoffs, we still, it still feel like there's growth. You know what I mean? It's always some type of growth. But all right, guys, I'll get with you later. Until next time, deuces. Have a good day. I apologize for not being able to be on as far as the weekends as I set out, but I'm back on it this week, so I'll get with you guys later. Till next time, deuces.